It's a rainy day in Texas, and it's Monday morning, and we are excited about a week of accomplishments. We've got all the parts laid out for this car, and well, I say all the parts, not all of them, but the parts that we're gonna need to work on her today. We're excited to dive in, so let's freaking do it.
Now we're about to pull the fuel rails off, get those injectors out, get the cups cleaned up. We got all new fuel hoses. We have all new vacuum hoses and all the water cooling system. We have all those silicone hoses. So we're gonna start with that, get all this stuff back together, then we're gonna drain the gas, put some new gas in it, charge the battery up, and go to town. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so it looks like to me that if I just pull these 10mm bolts out, the injectors and the entire fuel rail will come out. So I'm gonna attempt that. That way I can take the fuel rail over to the toolbox and get all that stuff good and clean and nothing falls down in the engine. We'll see if I'm right.
Sweet. Good job, Aaron.
Well, thank you.
Dang, you're good.
Cool. Go to the toolbox. What?
Caught you.
What was I doing?
Getting distracted by the cute dog.
That's because I was waiting on you.
Okay, we got the light set. We got the shot sort of set. I don't know, totally set. It's about time.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, here they are. Should be able to just take these screws out. That'll give us access to our injectors. But before I even try, I'm going to shock these. Those plastic clips come out. Watch out for that.
All the corrosion falling off of those.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing this to the top of the screws. The last thing we need right now is for that to break a screw off in there. Plus, I need the YouTube commenters to tell me how I should be wearing like special gloves that are super soft and only using magic to take stuff apart. Because I get in a lot of trouble for using hammers to fix stuff for some reason. They still tight. Goodness. Okay.
Oh my gosh, there's literally cat. I mean, I can't hang with cats. What? It's raining outside. We want them to be dry and we try to be nice to them, but they're all over the car. Okay, sorry.
The tips of the injectors are breaking because I'm hammering on it. I knew that was a possibility, but I didn't care because they're old. I'm glad we took this out because that was very tough. Those are really tight. So we had to use vice grips, but we got it. I only killed one cat in the process, so still got 4 left. They were climbing on my toolbox and knocking stuff off, and it got the best of me there for a minute.
He did not actually kill a cat. No cats were harmed.
If you're putting your old injectors back in, do not do it the way I'm doing it. Clearly tearing stuff up. But I got brand new injectors, so I don't care. Goodbye. See you never. Injector was scared. It ran over there to hide under its grandpa.
Under its grandpa.
Yeah, if you were to reuse those injectors, that would not be good.
I like this parts washer, it's really cool. Very, very nice. And I like how it gets sudsy. Satisfying. All right, all done. Super nice.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at our algorithm on YouTube, and you guys still aren't subscribed. Like 65% of you are not subscribed to the channel. You should do that. That way you can get updates, stay in touch with us, see what we got going on. Like so many of you guys literally Google Flying Sparks Garage, and that's how you find our videos. It's pretty funny. I'm guilty too. I don't subscribe. I forget, whatever. But it would help us out if you did. We'd appreciate it. So here we have new injectors. These are OEM, factory, spec, all that. We're not upgrading anything. We're not trying to build more power. We just want it to run. Got the O-rings on there. There are O-rings in each of these holes that we have to pay attention to. On this, there's a little rubber in here. I couldn't find a new one in my kit, so we're gonna reuse it. But then there's a washer that goes on it, so we have to pay attention to that. Make sure those get back on there. And I wanted to show you guys something. We had a misfire. That's why we took this thing apart. And this is why. Okay, so that is what was actually causing our misfire, I'm convinced of now. It's got that in the injector and it's in the plug as well. So if you didn't want to spend the $200 and something on injectors, I bet you could just clean those. Your car would be running good again. So you know, that's what was wrong. Now we're gonna start putting injectors in. I'm gonna grab some oil and put on these O-rings because the last thing we want is to cut an O-ring. Once that plenum's on, I would love for it to stay on forever. That little O-ring down inside there too. I like the way that felt. Yeah, that's the sound we're looking for. Sometimes I'm dealing with injectors, I try to get them to pop down in there without pulling them in with bolts. And it goes the other way, doesn't it? You guys remember, did the cap go on this way or this way? I can't remember. Guess we need to look back at our footage. I just had to turn my heater down. If you guys don't own one of those for your shop, go get one. I think they're at most hardware stores or maybe the Wall of the World. Pretty good. On my screws, I'm going to put a little anti-seize because you guys saw how tight they were. So I got a new fuel hose here. This came in the kit I bought from Z1 Motorsports.
Yeah, Z1 Motorsports.
They had a fuel hose kit, so I just ordered it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my clamps on here, but I'm not going to tighten any of this until it goes in the car because I don't know how far apart these should be. And the last thing I want to do is tighten this stuff up and then have to fight with it. So get this on there, and then the next step is we'll be over to the car, put these injectors in. And that new hose makes all the difference. So there it is. Fuel rail's ready. New hose is on. Let's go over to the Z and throw this thing on there.
I just wanted to put these little isolators on the fuel rails.
And one's missing. Can anyone relate to that?
Heavens no, parts never go missing.
Nope. Found it. Right where it's supposed to be.
Under the toolbox.
Yeah. That's where I put it.
That's where you put it for safekeeping.
I just forgot.
Got it.
This is the moment. The rebuild starts. That's backwards. It goes this way. Right? Yep. Get out of here. Old stiff, crunchy wiring. Cool, now we'll tighten up these hoses. Fuel rail's done. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, those are tight. If you're new to working on cars, you probably already know this, but when you're putting a hose on, there's a little nipple on the end. I try to get my hose clamp just right after that, so it's got something to grab onto. I just saw that and thought, hey, maybe you don't know. Most of you do. Most of you have more experience than I do, I bet. You guys saw by those injectors, the plugs are really nasty, and also when we took it apart, a lot of them broke. Like that one there, that's broken. Also the coils, so that's a new one I put on. That's an old one. See how it's broken? The stuff just gets crunchy, and I bought all new stuff. So I'm going to start the process of rewiring this thing. We'll show you a couple, and then we'll just get to work because this can be very boring and time consuming. So let's get going. Okay, that one's done. The first thing we're doing is taking this tape off. That's factory stuff that's just crunchy and old. Then we got to pull this little cap off the side, pull the sides of the cap off so we can get to the wires. All right, there that is. Now we basically just have to deep-in this. You reach up in here, there's a little plastic thing that you have to push over. First, we're going to pay attention. We know that our plug is on this side, our little catch for the plug, and the red wire is on that side. So we want to make it like that. If we get this wrong, then it's not going to run right, I don't think. Okay, now we're ready for a new one. All my metal ends on these wires look really good, so I'm just reusing them. They also sell a kit at Z1 that you can cut the wires and solder them in. I really didn't want any more connections, so I'm keeping with the factory ends on the coils. Injectors are probably gonna be a different story because they're so corroded, but we'll get there when we get there. These injectors are a little bit different. I can't seem to get them unpinned, so I'm having to just cut the wires as close as I can. But you can see how brittle all this stuff is. It just breaks apart. But there's no way to cut it without getting in there and accidentally cutting your wires. So just having to basically break that, what used to be rubber, off of it. And then I'm just clipping them as close as I can to it. I mean, we're gonna lose maybe a 1/4 inch of wire, but that's all I know to do. That's off. We've got this one off too, so we'll work on it. And what we're gonna do is just strip them back a little bit. You've got one fat wire and one skinny wire, and I've taken note of which one goes where. Okay, once that's done, we've got these little bitty grommets, these little bitty guys that slide up on the wire. So that'll go up on there, just like that. Then we have our little pins here. And then there's a special tool for this type of fitting. And I've got it here. This goes down in here, just like that. And then this is like a ratcheting pair of pliers. So you get it to where it's holding it snug in there, and it holds it. And we'll just go up on here until I see my wire poke out there a little bit. And we crimp it. And that's done. That is a real nice little crimp right there. I'll put the other one on, and then I'll show you how to put that cap on. Now this little guy goes on. Push that back on there. And then you just repin it. So this is our fat wire right here, which goes to this corner of the little swoopy thing there. So we'll get those in there. All right, they both click nicely. Push our little rubber in there. And that's that. Put your little cap on and you're good to go. If you do it the correct direction, like that. Okay, so I've got one more to do. All the rest are done. And then it's on to trying to figure out what else goes on this car.
Well, that is going to do it for our progress today. I have to admit, we got derailed because I was sitting over right near the front of the car, and I had the camera, our Sony, sitting on top of a battery charger, and I was sipping a cup of tea, and I accidentally allowed our camera to fall into a bucket of oil. I mean, it just like worst case scenario type of situation, and I freaked out, and I'm like, Aaron, we're gonna have to buy a new camera. Like, I just cost us $4,000. The camera still turns on. The LCD screen does not work anymore, so we're gonna have to get an external screen for it. But so frustrating.
And I ordered a camera, so it'll be here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Another nice camera.
So very frustrating, but we just keep moving, and Aaron's telling me not to be hard on myself, but I am being hard on myself.
Stuff happens.
It's hard not to let that get you down and ruin your day, but I'm trying to forgive myself for allowing that to happen. Very frustrating.
No point in ever getting mad at somebody for making a mistake. If they do something malicious, then you can be mad, but mistakes happen. No big deal.
They do. Very frustrating. And we didn't get enough or as much done as we intended to today because that happened. So we will be back here in the morning to continue progress. Aaron did most of the work today. All I did was like clean stuff, but that's okay. I filmed and I created lots of excitement for us. Anyway, we'll see y'all in the morning.
Here we are. We got a lot of the wiring done yesterday. I just put another pigtail on this morning, and it's time to start trying to figure out where those hoses go so we can prepare for the plenum to go on. It's going to be rainy today, so it's going to be loud. We'll be fighting that. The camera took a bath last night in oil, so if the footage isn't perfect, we're trying to work with an external monitor and external mic and all this stuff. You're going to see some iPhone footage, so just bear with us on this project. Got a new camera coming. It'll be here tomorrow, but for this episode, if it's less than perfect, we appreciate you guys watching anyways. I say we get into it, get some work done. If she wants to say something, she can chat, but I'm going to work.
I don't have anything to say. I'm gonna try and be filming Aaron to cover all the things that he's doing, but this is his wheelhouse. All the wiring and all the intricate stuff, I'm letting him do his thing, so I like it.
We got our little electric plugs here, and they are green and powdery and gross. So I got this QD electronic cleaner. It's got a picture of a plug on it. It's got a spray nozzle, and I've got a plug that needs to be cleaned, so I think it's the right stuff. Let's see if it works. Pretty good. A lot better than it was. Okay, I think that does our electronics. Everything that looked really bad, everything that was broken has been replaced. Injectors are in. I think we'll move on to cutting these little nipples here, what do you want to call those, off of the EGR so we can block them off. And then we'll put that plenum on. Means we're getting close. And like, it might be done in 3 days, close. Yeah.
Why do you want to call everything a nipple?
Well, it's a big nipple, but it's a nipple. What I'm doing, guys, is I'm cutting up from the bottom a little bit, and then I'll use a polishing wheel to get it level. This is not scientific. This is just getting it done. Now we're going to resurface our gasket area here. Yeah, I like that. So here's my master ingenious plan, or genius plan, however you want to say it. So gasket here, then the block off plate, and then another gasket. These are new over here. Another gasket there. And then just put bolts through it. I don't see why that wouldn't work. It blocks off the EGR, and it prevents me from having to remove all this junk, which, as you can see, is very hard to get to. And that EGR, some even say that you've got to pull the engine or the transmission to get it off, the EGR valve. And I have no interest in that at the moment. So this is what I came up with to block it off. You can buy these, but they send you with a little plug, and they expect you to take these hoses out, which are really hard to get to. So I think this is a better plan for us. We'll see if it is an issue, but I'm thinking it's gonna work. So if you guys don't know, all the hoses and stuff down here, that's basically a cooling system for the throttle bodies. It's just over engineering on Nissan's part. Especially being in Texas, we're never gonna need that. You have hot, heat charged, turbocharged air coming into these that's gonna warm everything up. That's why you have an intercooler to try to cool the air down. So why are we gonna reheat it? Don't know, it doesn't make sense. So I've read about all this, I'm looking at it. I know that these hoses don't need to be here. I know this one doesn't need to be here, or none of this stuff. So as I look at it, we cut this hose. So we had water coming in here, and we had water exiting here, or vice versa, I don't know which one. So basically what I need to do is look on the car and find where this hose is and where this hose is, and do a jumper across. It's basically going to your turbo. We have 2 turbos on it, and so the water comes from the turbo to the intake, or maybe it goes from the intake to turbo. Regardless, it completes this cycle. So we're gonna remove all this stuff, and on this side we've got water here and water right here. If there's any doubt, I can look in the hoses and I can see the white residue, so I know they're coolant. So we're gonna get rid of all this and just do a jumper from here to here on the car, and from here to here on the car. And that should keep our turbos cool, and it'll eliminate all this stuff. When you're pulling a plenum on this car, it's very difficult, but it's exponentially more difficult with all this stuff that you have to hook up. You can see all these hoses underneath here that you can't even get to. You just have to cut them off. So we're gonna eliminate that stuff. It's a common practice on the Z32, and we're gonna follow along and do it. There it is. It's all cleaned off. We've still got these 2 hoses on, and I could take them off, but what's the point? They're just gonna hang out in there anyways. I think what a lot of guys do is they'll like cut these off, drill these out, really clean it up, make it look pretty. I don't care. There's nothing I can do under the engine blade to make that engine look nice. So I'm just gonna leave this, and it should be better now. It'll be much easier to put this on and off, I know that.
We have bungee cords to keep the wiring out of place.
Yep.
That's pretty great, as much as it can be at least.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's time.
Peel the tape off.
Oh.
Fresh, beautiful gasket surface. I'd already wiped it down with CRC parts degreaser. That's nice.
That's where she goes. Okay, I'm gonna grab a plenum.
Okay, I'll be ready. This, folks, is progress. I've been wanting this to happen for a long time. It's been needing to happen for a long time.
On this side, we're sitting on the EGR. I'll bend that down a little bit.
Oh yeah, you had bent that up some.
Pick it up. Hold it up. Maybe don't pick up the back because it's pushing this corner down. Just hold that up.
Holding.
Yep. Thank you. As far as that'll go. And our gasket's slipping. It's definitely being held up by the EGR on this side.
Well, we'll start then. Thing may have to be adjusted and moved around. Who the heck knows?
All right, pay attention to which bolt you got.
Okay, yes, sir.
Number 4.
Oh yeah, we numbered
Number
these.
5.
Wow. I have to look back in the videos to see how we did them. Probably
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What that is? Maybe a 6.
Yes.
2.
Yep.
And a 3. Nope, that's 3. One without a mark. Okay, safe
Okay.
to say.
Maybe it's 1. Or did you grab 1?
I have 1.
Okay.
Hang on, just let me move it very gently.
Mucho needy puppy. Finley, you just need to sit, okay? Just lay right there and don't mess our bolts up. Good boy. You want me to look back and see how we numbered them? If it was 1, 2, 3 like that?
No.
You're like, it would have been like a firing order, not consecutive.
Right now I'm just trying to get things lined up. I'm not real worried about the bolts. I'm worried about the gasket. So this calls for 15 foot-pounds. Now my smallest torque wrench goes down to 20 newton meters, which is about 15 I would guess. But I really want to kind of fill this out by hand, make sure everything's leveling out. Nothing's in a bind, you know. And I'm not a big fan of using torque wrenches when they're down that low. Seems like it went down real easy. It wasn't like rocking or wobbly or anything. It was pretty well made. That's what we want. I had set it 20 newton meters. I was about to say, that feels about right, and then it clicked. Right about there. Yep. Right about there. Oh, I was wrong. Kind of fun to try and guess. Okay, now we're going to go all the way down one side and back up the other to make sure we got everything. Feels about right to me. I wouldn't want it any tighter with that aluminum plenum. So it's torqued down. We're good. You guys think I should let Emily work some? Kind of been hogging it.
I was gonna try to wag the camera and say no. Like I was the viewer. I was gonna go, no. Because Emily's scared to work on this thing. Emily's like, you just have at it, sir.
I'm scared to work on it too. But I want this shop bay back. And I want to drive it. Because I'm excited to drive it.
Well, you know I'll do whatever you want me to do, sir.
Yeah.
More progress today or back tomorrow for more action?
Well, right now I've got a killer headache and I'm kind of hoping that goes away. If it goes away, we'll get back to work.
Okay, this PCV hose is in place and both clamps are in place too. Freaking awesome. Okay, I've done my part. I'm afraid not, but that was good. It was like really tricky underneath all this stuff over here, but we got it. It's all in place down there. I would love to show you, but well, okay, since we're gonna zoom in here, this is the hose right here. So we got her in place. And I used one of these cool little twisty clamps. This guy right here, because I could not get a clamp that fit that for some reason. And so I got that guy in place, and it's nice and snug.
This is what we're dealing with,
All
everybody.
this junk has to be remounted. And look at all these hoses, my goodness.
Hoses and wires and regret.
Regrets. Everything that's not an LS that's super easy. Oh well. Back again. We're going to now attack the spark plugs. We put spark plugs in it the last time we did this, but they weren't the right ones. We hear that's pretty important. So we have Nissan NGK genuine parts spark plugs, courtesy of Z1 Motorsports, which we spent a lot of money at recently. So yeah, I'm gonna remove these guys that we had in there for no runtime. That's all right. No, we actually did run it. We tried to make it run with these. We had other problems. Now remember all that corrosion that we found on all the plugs? Yeah. Hopefully she gonna be happy after that, because dang, that was a lot of corrosion. Yeah. My spark plug socket is not doing its job. These are pretty long threads, but alright. Cue the good music and the time lapse. Love it.
Emily's over there working on the spark plugs. I'm getting new fuel hoses put in the fuel rails. Emily, smile for the camera.
Okay. That's done. Ready for the driver's side, Finley? Me too. Oh, stretch. Your neck. It's been a long day of naps. So excited to be sliding these coil packs in here and getting them all plugged into their new little things. Yes, sirree. Do you put anti-seize on the whole threads, or do you put it on one section and assume that when you rotate it, it'll get on all the threads? Tell us down in the comment section the proper way to do anti-seize. Tell us. How do you do it, Mr. Aaron?
I typically just make sure I'll go around it the whole way. I put a little dab on it, then I use the brush to kind of even it out. And so yeah, I pretty well do the whole threads.
All threads.
If the bolt's going through a water jacket or something, I do the entire bolt.
I like the whole top of the spark plug, right on the ceramic tip, just to make her work for a little bit of that spark whenever you first try to fire it up. Yeah. Anti-seize everywhere. Sorry, buddy. So sorry. It is time for coil packs and plugging them in. It's happening. Fresh spark plugs are in place. Coil packs, it's got the little spark plug wires connected. Ka-chink, plug them in. Oh my gosh. Progress. Hey, yeah.
Think you need this?
I love that stuff. CRC fam.
Not too much.
Not too much. Need my grip mat full of bolts over there.
Oh, I thought maybe you need the sledgehammer.
No, it bottoms out. Y'all, we did so good. We bagged things. Look at that.
And labeled.
Yeah, it has labels on it. Like, Emily and Aaron, you kids are getting this. You're getting this thing down. I think we knew what kind of intimidation we were getting into starting to work on this thing. We were like, oh boy. Our brains are going to be fried by the time it's time to put bolts back in it, so let's label them. But you know what? Perseverance is where it's at. You just can't give up. We knew we were going to be revisiting this project. Just takes a little time. These definitely don't give you a satisfying click like some spark plug wires do, because the brackets bottom out on the plenum, so you can't like hear it click down or anything like I wanted it to. That's okay. If it's bolted down solid, I assume that there's going to be sparks that are going to transfer. And that's all we need, right? Sparks. We're trying to do stuff here in the shop, and people say we should go live more. So that's what we're doing. Hey y'all. Adventures of a Car Guy. Are y'all always happy?
Now you're on YouTube.
Are you always happy? Am I always happy, Aaron?
Pretty much. Yeah, most of the time. If she's not, it's because I've done something.
I do get ticked off from time to time. I've recently been a little annoyed with this one typical YouTube comment, Instagram comment, TikTok comment, where people are like, are you ever gonna finish that project? I'm just doing these pretty snug, and then we can go back with the torque wrench. Because I've got the tiny wrench, so I shouldn't be able to over tighten.
Honestly, I wouldn't worry about a torque wrench.
Although, have you seen these stones?
Yeah, look at those.
Yeah, they'll work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the sides. Okay. All of our bolts that hold our coil packs in are tight. So, Aaron, is it time to release the
I think
spark
it's time.
spaghetti? Spark spaghetti. I just made that up. Would Derek be proud?
I don't know.
I think so. The spark noodles?
I think he'd probably call it lightning noodles.
Lightning noodles, yeah. But it's not really a noodle, it's like, I don't know. Man.
All right, let's lay it down and see. I mean, my hope is things kind of lay where they need to go. We'll see, though.
Right.
We're going to mess with this for a while.
I mean, they do.
Cool.
Do they seem to be laying out the right way?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Aaron is all up in it. And he has got coil packs plugged in, the O2 sensor plugged in, and he is getting the little clippy things on the connectors that don't have them. Mm-hmm. And this is all coming together.
Yep. I think we pretty well know where everything's at. That's good. Like I was hoping, everything kind of laid where it should have been. I had to move some stuff around, but it's all making sense, and that's good. Because none of this car makes any sense.
It's a challenge, for sure.
It's like magic.
And I see like hose opportunities here that I need to go find the replacements for. So I can start doing that maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a clip for this guy. These have these little metal things, so I gotta find ones that'll go on there. There's one there and there's one down here. And finish plugging junk in, I guess.
These hoses that came from Z1 Motorsports are really, really nice. Really happy with them. They're very like pliable, because a lot of these are really hard to get in where they belong, so it's good. Okay, Aaron's given me a job. I like that. I'm going to pull these fuel lines off. So like this is one whole big fuel line here. He's already replaced 3 of these hoses, but these 2 big fuel lines need to be replaced. Oh yeah, this little regulator guy, she needs a new, it needs a new soft hose. So I'm gonna remove this, take it over to the table where we have all the hoses, and put freshness where there is oldness.
Get you a picture real quick of the way it's laid out, so when you put new hoses on, it doesn't get confusing.
Okay. Take a picture for reference. Makes sense to me. Thanks, Aaron. About right to me. Alrighty. Wait. Oh, can't have that. Gotta turn that around. Yeah. Alright. Got our new hoses on. Believe this is kind of the way they go, because the lower ones seem to have like need to be longer. One of them is definitely longer than the other, just by a little. So got those in place, and now it's time to replace. Now it's time to replace this little guy. As if it's on here like crazy. Break it loose. There it is. Okay. Cool. So we'll go install this little dude, and then I believe that goes like this, and this goes like this. And then connect these, figure out where those go, and bolt that down. Awesome. There's a dog.
Yeah.
You have gas can.
I'm going to the gas store.
Okay.
Because you're doing fuel system, that means we need fuel.
We do. Fill up the sure can.
Yeah. I like this thing.
I love that.
You back in a minute?
Okie dokie. Come over to our inventory. This is what I need. Fuel filter. Idler pulleys. Okay. Mission is to replace this. Don't mind me. Fuel filter, and then get this fuel rail all in place. Toss that little regulator on, and party. Ooh. Incoming. Gasolina.
Gasoline. Calm down, what happened?
You woke up. How's the world out there?
Well, it was good. The only problem is there's still people out there.
Oh no.
None of them talk to me, so that was pretty good.
Congrats.
I thought it was a pretty good win.
Aaron and I are opposite. I'd get sad if nobody talked to me.
Yep.
I haven't gotten very far, sir. Replace these. Well,
Yeah.
vacuum, but I did that before you left.
We're gonna investigate draining this gasoline out.
Okay. Aaron's gonna get that nasty gas out. Heck yeah. That gurgling out of the fuel filter. Because he's draining gas. Okay, it's coming together, guys. Got all the hoses in place where they go. This one connects to this fuel rail. This one connects to the regulator. Got that little vacuum hose still left to slide on there, but that one's so easy. And got these two fuel lines. But all these sections up here, the brackets are in place, bolts started, and then I kind of left them loose so I could be sure and wiggle and make sure everything was in place before I tighten it down, but it's coming along. It's about time to hit this key, y'all. Oh my gosh.
Can I hit the key yet?
Almost. I think almost. I mean, we still have this hose right here. Find me that one. And then there's another one over there.
That hose?
What's this? Which one are you talking about?
There's a hole in the thing that goes across there. Look on the windshield.
That?
Yep.
Yeah. What is that?
Well, I don't know. That's why you're doing it.
Oh.
Because me and Finley, we don't know anything.
You confuse me for somebody who knows something. I don't. Time to get some more of this nasty fuel out. Ugh. Look at the color of that stuff. Nasty. Ew, ew, ew. Did you take the plug all the way out, Aaron?
Yeah.
Whoa. Look at that. Just freaking, it looks like it's yellow Gatorade. Nasty. Look at that nasty stuff. Dang. God, it stings. Ugh. You open the gas cap for me?
Sure.
Nice. It's coming out easier now.
Good. Hopefully it doesn't blow up when I put the battery charger on.
It's slowing down. Drippy, drippy, dripping. Looks like pee when you take a lot of vitamins.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
Doesn't smell like it though. Yeah. Man, that junk is stinky. What grade did you get her?
Oh, that's 93. What turbo car?
Fancy food.
Yep.
Pasta primavera. Primavera. No. She would take like sashimi. Alright, on to the next mission. I am going to drop some of this gum out all-in-one fuel system cleaner into this car because we know what kind of gross gas it had in it. And although we replaced some of the fuel system, we didn't replace all of it. So we're gonna send some of this good stuff through the fuel system to clean it out and be sure that we keep those nice new injectors nice. Drink up. Man, I hope this thing fires up and runs good. Alright. Okay, so we have the battery charger connected. Pretty much everything up here is connected that we know of. Aaron is going to turn the key on and see if we have any fuel leaks or anything.
I don't hear the fuel pump coming on.
I hear clicks up here, but I don't hear any pumping.
There it went. Any fuel leaks yet?
No. It's like the fuel pumps. I hear it humming.
After I bump it.
Right, after you
The way
bump
it's going to be. So, see any leaks yet?
No.
Okay, I'm going to spin it.
Okay, spin it.
It tried to go.
It wanted to.
Here we go.
She's trying. Oh my gosh. Baby girl. It seemed so smooth when you revved it, but then dropping to idle was rough.
Yeah, when I first started it ran good.
Let me glance around. Do you have your flashlight on you?
I believe it's on toolbox.
Okay, I just want to kind of look around.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it ran. Sweet Z. Looks dry everywhere that I can see so far.
Okay, let's try it again.
Okay, clear.
Add some coolant. I forgot to do that. So it's running on all 6 for sure. We have a little bit of a ticking, which doesn't surprise me because the hydraulic system can bleed down on these. And so I say we put some coolant in it and run it some more.
Me too.
Kind of work the bugs out.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Only the best.
That's right.
That's what coolant's supposed to look like, not fuel. That's what our fuel looked like.
Yeah, no joke.
Like neon yellow or green. That's funny. Heck yeah.
I guess we got all the vacuum hoses back on it. It's running pretty good.
I mean, it really is. Sweet. Holy cow, babe.
I'm taking it.
What an accomplishment.
I'm just thankful, excuse me, smoky in here. I'm thankful that it cranked up. Because I would be like, oh man, what sensor did I forget? Or what did I not hook up? The fact that it's running, now we can, if there's anything wrong, we can track it down.
Absolutely. It just feels like an incredible accomplishment that it's running again.
Oh,
After
I agree.
having it as a part of, as it was. It's like, holy cow. Like, that was really intense having it that apart. There are so many wires and hoses and sensors. Hi, yi, yi. So, it's a pretty huge accomplishment to have that thing run. Holy cow. Are y'all surprised? Because I'm surprised. I mean, I guess not with him. He's very, very capable and accomplished and badass. I should have turned my little light on up here, huh? Oh, yeah, that's better. Someday I'll learn how to operate camera equipment.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
We're trying though.
So great. Oh my gosh.
You can hear that lifter tap, but it'll go away.
Still need to change the oil on it.
Yep.
Horn works.
Sounds good.
It actually does sound really good. We're gonna be cruising around in no time in this thing. Gotta get all the cat prints off of it.
Oh, joke.
Freaking cats. This is so exciting.
That's it. Let's change the oil. And we got a driver. Well, we got to put tires on it. These tires are flat spotted, so it's like...
So bad. Driving here was a mess. Holy cow, y'all.
So neat. That's a big thing off my list. It's not a major job, but it's just been dead in my shop forever, and I don't like it.
It's a major job.
I'm glad to have it running.
Dude, this is huge. It needs more work. We still have to do the timing belt and all the things, but yes, oil change, and then, dude, checking this job off the list.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Amazing. Wow. It runs.
And it runs good. Got a little tick in one of the lifters. A lot of people told me that could be an issue. We'll change the oil, run it a little while, and see if that goes away. And when I got out of the car, I noticed there was coolant leaking. So I immediately thought it was my bypass system, and it's not. That's the good news. The bad news, it's the water pump. Yeah. So we're not gonna get to drive it until we do that timing belt, and that's not happening this week, but hey, it runs. That's exciting. We get all that stuff back together. It runs good. So now we can do timing belt, get some wheels and tires for it. We'll have another runner on our hands.
Awesome.